Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to face Brewers House Party.
And very good afternoon. It's another weekend. It's lockdown yet again. And so hopefully we're going to say hello to you, see who's coming. Tony Thomas has quickly come on board. Linda, hello. What you together, Linda and Linda Thomas? Hello there. Hope you're not the same couple there. A very good afternoon to you. And let me just put on my cot so I can see anything's coming in. I should have said it. So Paul Barker, lovely Paul. Paul Olds, hello, my darling. Say hello to everyone. Andrew Govey, yes, I see you'll come on. Kate, Lee Chappell, hello, Lee. Jim Hampshire, we must talk to you about West Ham, Jim. Irene Smith, Ian Jacko, how are you, Jacko? Nice to see you. Tony Monk, hello, mate. How are you? Lynn Hawker, lots of people. Caroline Banks, lovely. Sister Christine. Stuart, oh, you're flying in now, and very nice to see you all. Robert Greengrass, how are you, dear? And Jay, nice to meet you all. Have a lovely weekend in front of you, and we've got some people. On Brewers House Party today. I'm very excited with a couple just to talk to them. I was hoping to get Jack on, but he's just rang me to say I'm in the garden, and his phone's bad. So I don't think we're going to see Jack today, and very disappointed in Jack. I will be talking to him about it because obviously he's our future, and Nigel. Nigel is looking after proceedings today. So hello, Nigel. I've deliberately put on, if those can't see, my Team NARS. Reason is that because it's somebody's birthday. There are people's birthdays today. But before we bring them on, let's say hello quickly to the people who are joining us. That's Keith Isaacs and Ian Burfield. There we are. That's Keith, and that is Ian.
Afternoon.
Thank you for joining me. Are you doing much in lockdown, the pair of you? Ian?
Not much. I've been, well, I was relatively creative the first two lockdowns, but this one I thought, you know what? I've done enough. Let's just sit and watch some telly.
I know, we're all doing that. But of course, in the end, the TV, we suddenly realised we've watched everything.
Well, there's a few new bits. I don't watch that much, so I'm kind of catching up on stuff from 10 years ago.
I know, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ian Burfield. I will be talking very shortly. Ian, thanks for coming on, and I'm very excited to talk to you. As is you, Keith Isaacs.
How are you? Good to see you.
Looks like you've been eating it, Keithy.
No, I'm working on a dot.
Have you lost weight?
No, I'm losing weight, I think.
Well, what are you doing to lose weight? It was your wife's birthday recently, wasn't it?
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming up, Joe, isn't it?
Tomorrow.
So a big happy birthday to you, to Joe then. And I will talk to you. In fact, I'll do the birthdays and I'll come back to you and Ian very shortly. Thanks for joining us. So, yes, we have got some birthdays. And why? Look, Team NARS, it's Steve Madam's birthday today. Now, Steve, look at that. Can you zoom up that, Nigel? Because Steve, we remember Steve in the summer looking on the left. But look at that, 2 stone. Keithy, I hope you remember that, Keith. 2 stone he's lost. Happy birthday to you. And, of course, he looks after, there he is, paramedic, and plus, of course, looking after our NARS, Norfolk First Response. We've raised a lot of money for them. That's Andrew Hicks. Happy birthday to you, mate. A lovely happy birthday. Love from your family. Now, Anthony's the one with the dog. It's his birthday. Anthony, look, that's some of our girls from our team. There we are. So Mia, Fia, Chester Barnes had his birthday this week. The legendary Chester Barnes, one of our oldest friends. Got me my first job. There we are. Glenn Michael Ford, Norman Wisdom. Glenn was just a year before I joined Potters. That's over 36 years ago. Kim Kelly, happy birthday to you, darling. Have a lovely day. Will you happy? And that's Lenny Humberstone with his girls. Lenny, have a lovely birthday, mate. Happy birthday to you. Who else? That's Scott Boathouse. Scott with all the people, all the girls there. And obviously with Jill and Bill and Tarek. That goes back, Tarek. I remember you as a tiny little guy, little boy. Now look at you. Gorgeous lady with you, Tarek. But happy birthday to you. Tracy, a big happy birthday to you, darling. Happy birthday. I think we've done all the birthday on pictures, have we, Nigel? I think we have. But there are other birthdays like, let me have a look. We have Emma Dixon's, Doreen Roberts. I gave her a call yesterday. Doreen, happy birthday to you. I was trying to do a selfie on the phone because I rang her up and she had her curlers on. I was absolutely gutted. I couldn't catch it as I was moving it. I couldn't do it. I'm useless on the things like that. So Doreen, a big happy birthday to you. Who else? Dennis's birthday, John Deacon's birthday, Susan Armstrong's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday. And there we are. Look at that picture. Guess what weekend it would be? At Potters, this particular weekend, it would have been our Facebook fan book weekend. And that's a little picture that Carol put on from last year's group of nutcases. They're all nutcases. We have a fantastic weekend normally with them. So from Carol Walk to all the people there. Linda G saying Lenny and Nanny watching. So hello, Linda. Lenny, how are you, mate? I hope you joined in with the pom-pom. Linda Much, you look like a big happy sunshine today. Well, we've got to try and cheer ourselves up. Lynn Hawker, yes, our social media weekend would have been fun, wouldn't it? But as Mike and Tara and everyone has said, even Buzz have said, look, when we get back, we will have one mighty big party. And we certainly will. So to you, it's not on this weekend, but we'll be looking forward to catching up eventually to all of you. Is there anyone that I've not forgotten? I know June Nolan. She used to work at Pod. It was her birthday as well. Steve Madams, take care, mate. And he's normally out there. Gail Pettifer, that colour really suits you. It's just yellow. It's yellow. I've got to think on Jack. Is Jack looking for his imaginary girlfriend again? Joe, talk about it, Jack. Unbelievable, isn't it? Just text me now. No, because it's like I've got no signal. No signal. He had to text me. So, Lynn Ainge from Ireland, hopefully, and looking great. I hope you're saying that's me, Lynn. I hope you're saying that's me. But to everyone else, saying hello. Karen Parr, hello, darling, to you. Yes, I know, girls. Joe Hunt, the vegan diet. This is the vegan diet, mate. Look at it. Can you not tell? I'm breathing in now, just make sound. Joe Wicks and the vegan diet. That's what I've been up to. Right, so look, I have got some friends who are coming on. Let me have a quick chat to Ian. I've been dying to talk to Ian. Ian Burfield, everyone. And what did we say? Ian, that's Keith. But last weekend was Eric Helen's transfer golden wedding anniversary, Never Potters. So visiting Potters several times a year. There we are. And gutted. Keithy, you come on. Hello, Keith.
Hello, mate.
How are you, dear?
All good. All good.
And it's your Joe's birthday tomorrow. How old is Joe tomorrow?
60.
Yeah.
60 tomorrow, Mark. Should have been with yous.
Yeah, I know.
Weren't to be.
I know. I bet. Well, I'll keep getting so many texts from gutted people, especially now. We're thinking, are we even going to be over for Easter? We're crossing our fingers and hoping we are.
Yeah, it's a hard one. It's not easy, Mark, is it?
Right.
It's not easy. It's not.
Well, it's all the vaccinations. All waiting. We've got to get our vaccinations, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly right.
I know, mate. So look, Tottenham didn't do very well, did they?
Tottenham were abysmal, weren't they?
And
how did I know you were
as a Tottenham supporter. Also looks after MCA Children's Cancer Charities that I'm a patron of as well.
Certainly.
I just go back to Tottenham while I can tease you a little bit because West Ham won, as you know.
Yeah.
Are we above Tottenham now?
You are, and he's got something going, hasn't he? He's got something going there, Moyes. I have to say that.
He has got something going, but I mean, we're not going to jump on that seat because we're flying high. I'm not going to sort of tease you about that, but we can say, well, that's probably as high as ever we're going to get. But how good is that we got to fourth place?
He's doing well.
Well. I mean, this time last year, we were bottom. Do you know that? I
know. Yeah, no, you were really struggling. Really struggling.
The Moisey's done well, and I don't even like him that much.
Really?
No, I'm not a big fan of Moisey because of some of the strange things he used to do. But he's actually got his team working well, so bless him, he's doing well. And so about Mourinho, he's just not doing it for you, is he?
No, he's Mark. It's I think of it. He's a top manager. He's a capable. His record says it all. But they just need better players, don't they? They need more. They've got a beautiful ground now. They've got a fantastic training ground. I've not seen it, but it's phenomenal apparently. But he just needs players. He needs better players.
Yeah.
Better players.
I say Jesse Lingard coming to West Ham, isn't he? That's great.
Yeah.
And Martin Ruby, Champions League. I can feel it in your logo. I bet you do. I'll let you come back on and have a quick little message to Ian when you can, Martin. So listen, Keithy, how are you coping with? I've never sort of delved into much of what your normal job is, Keith, because I've only just really known you from products and always having so much fun, teased you, and we've got involved in MCA charity. So do you want to explain it a little bit? Keith?
Yeah, you dropped out there, Mark. What was that last bit?
I said, are you going to explain a little bit of MCA charities? And
Yeah, we started it up. It's 10 years this year. We started it on the back of Mickey Adams. My father-in-law did a load of charity work back in the 80s and the 90s. We lost Mickey to a brain tumour in, as I say, 10 years ago this year. We know a few people in sport, yourselves, capable people. So we decided to follow on with what Mickey was doing, get some people around us. And to be fair, Mark, it's growing into something that never ever did I ever think it would get that big. We're all volunteers. We pay no one. You know that. I don't think we give you any. We don't even give you petrol money to drive down to Langdon Hills for our golf day, do we?
No, you don't, Keith. But thank you.
But
just remind me.
It's been going very well. It's predominantly Essex and East London, which was where Mickey was born. We support children with brain tumours predominantly, but all forms of cancer, Mark, and we do that in a number of ways. We give respite. We spend serious money with hospitals. If the hospitals think they need something that they can't get through the NHS, then we'll raise money and spend some good money with them. 30-40K is what we sort of do. But really looking after young children. Have some real big highs, but as you can imagine, in dealing with children with cancer, there's some very big lows. Yeah,
very much so. Very much so.
So it's and this year, of course, we've had the issue with COVID, as our revenue stream is non-existent. Markets.
I know.
We cancelled everything. Any fundraiser we had, we stopped. We tried to get a drive-in pantomime off the ground.
Thank you,
Yeah, we tried to get that off the ground in Dagenham for all the children at Christmas, drawing in Basildon, Queens and Southend Hospital, but we couldn't even get that in the end. It just we couldn't get it past the council, and rightly so. They sort of said to us, look, we really can't license it. So everything we've tried, every twist and turn, we've had to stop.
Yeah.
So it's not, the charity sits on a nice bit of money. We spend it wisely. We spend it in the right areas.
Yeah, and you're very cautious, and you talk to the hospitals, and you even talk to the wards, and you don't actually just say, hand some money over, what is it you need, and what you require. And we've had some great pictures back on that. And even James Hearn's been with you, hasn't he?
Who's that?
James Hearn.
Yeah, bless him. James has been, I mean, to be fair, Mark, the whole pot of family, the pot of foundation, whenever you've come to our golf days, you've always brought something down with you that we've able to auction. And you know what you're like, you auction things twice when you're really doing it once. And raise some serious money on some of the breaks that you've brought down.
Yeah.
But James, bless his heart, he's never said no to us. And when we've rung him, he's always picked the phone up. You pick the phone up all the time anyway. But no, James has been good to us, has helped us out and helped us work a room, because when you're raising money on a voluntarily basis, which is how we do it, you need people that can get that little bit of extra out of an audience. Without overstepping the mark, without being too aggressive with them.
No, it's trying to have a bit of fun with it, and of course it's some great interesting. I mean, crikey, you've had Harry Redknapp, haven't you? Come to speak, and that was a wonderful time we had, and many more, haven't you?
Do you know what, Mark? You hear footballers now. We were talking about Spurs and West Ham earlier about how they get criticised for the money they earn, and you know. But I have to say, we've had Barry Fry, we've had Teddy Sheringham, Martin Allen. All of them have all come down to our play. Martin Tyler have all come down and give us their time for a day, and not charged us a penny. And of course, when we came to you, when we said to ourselves, look, we need someone that can get a room galvanised, and we thought of you. And as busy as you are, and you've always been, we came down and see you, and you said, yeah. The first day we had you at Langdon Hills down in Basildon, Mark, we put a night ticket on. We had Harry there. We put 40 tickets straight on the minute we announced that we had Mark Brewer and we had Harry Redknapp. Now that works. That without a doubt, we're lucky. We've got contacts in the sporting world, and the boys come down and give us their time for nothing. It's fantastic. But you never hear that. You never hear that side of the story, do you? No,
of course. And Joe Hunt joined us there. Look, Joe sent another lovely message. If only there was more people like that, you're right there. And Joanne Nine and Fink said, "Can we give some details of your charity?" Which we'll try and do that during the when we can. There we are.
Joe's played for us, isn't he? Joe Hunt has come to. Joe's come down with the poet and formed a four-ball, hasn't they? Haven't they?
Yeah.
With you.
We tried to win.
You do. You have a go.
If we don't win with my handicap, I believe you've got some ringers in that goal. I can tell you.
I think there's a few.
Look, Kenny Fee, I'm going to ask you to stay with us, but I'm going to talk to Ian, and I want you to stay. I want to come and bring you back for the last 10 minutes. Okay? Okay, so thank you. There we are. That is the wonderful Keith Isaacs and a lovely family from the Potters, of course. The wonderful people. Lots of people have been sending messages, and we will get to them. But I want to talk to Ian Burfield as well. So, Ian, thank you for joining us. And for those who completely unaware, the face, and of course your beard is a bit of a disguise of your face, because you're well known I would say one of those face actors that people go, I know that face, I recognise that. Where do I know?
I'd like to hit it.
No, never. I don't believe it. But I mean, you played a bit of a nasty character in EastEnders, didn't you? Is it DCI Arthurs?
I don't know. I've had so many different names on that show. The trouble is, they give me two first names as well, like Peter Arthurs or Arthur Peters. I don't know who I am anymore.
No, I'll tell you. Just in case, Ian, let's show a tiny bit of a video that we've got. Thank you to Martin who sent me it, of a little bit, so people go, what are we talking about? Just in case, this is Ian in EastEnders, and a ton of...
You need to relax.
I'm more comfortable tense.
You came to us, remember? You wanted a way out, and now I'm here offering you one.
I only met you 30 minutes ago, and now you expect me just to walk away from everything I know, put my life in your hands.
You want a little more time to think things through, I get it. But we're gonna need another meet. And I'm gonna need to see some paper.
Any of you say that about me or my family again, I'll throw you out the window.
Mr. Carter. That time. Aggro down my local.
Yeah, did you want something?
Your presence down the station.
Why? You already had the geezer that done it.
You're referring to Dylan Box. He has an alibi.
What, some pony about him being down a pig, yeah?
You've been carrying out your own investigation.
It's Pony. He was here.
We have credit card receipts putting him there at the time.
Yeah, well, anyone
and
can use a credit
eyewitnesses
card.
placing in the pub all night long.
No, he was with me.
Several of them.
Yeah, well, they're lying, all of them.
I'm not doing this here. Come on, down the station.
You wait for me, we'll smack with you.
We can do this the hard way if you like.
Well, I ain't going, because I ain't done nothing, so we do it.
No, stop, please, Mick. Just stay calm.
Michael Carter, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the attempted murder of Stuart Highway.
What?
The old Bill are trying to catch the shooter as we speak. The pub will be open in a couple of days, and we're looking forward to seeing your beautiful faces at the bar. Isn't that right, El?
Yeah.
Yes, officer, what can I do for you?
It's not you I'm here to talk to, Mr. Carter. It's your wife. Could you confirm to me exactly where you were last night at 1:25?
But I'm going to need names and addresses of everyone who works here.
Well, that's going to take a while.
Well, you better get on with it then. I think we've just found our murder scene.
Ian, sorry. What was the first clip, Ian?
That was a film called The International.
Oh, right. You know, because Martin never told me what he said. He said there's bits of you from EastEnders and Vera.
I think this is his personal collection, you know.
Martin Ruby sending, looking good, your Burfield baby.
No, he's a strange boy.
Oh, he's an old friend.
No, he's a lovely man.
Yeah, he's got a heart of gold.
Yes.
As he's told me that you did as well, Ian. So that's nice when you're that. Oh, so good. Carol Waller's just saying. Yes, they will. But how do you cope? I mean, how do you get the? I'm not saying that you love obviously acting. You met Martin in One Man and Two Governors, wasn't it? At the Haymarket.
Yeah.
So acting, I would say, obviously, is your thing. Do you prefer plays or TV?
I love doing theatre because it is. I mean, it's the old cliche. It's a real buzz. You know, you got the immediate reaction from the audience, but no, I genuinely, it's going to be. I hope there's no producers watching because I love doing it, and I sit and watch people who get so caught up in the I want to be famous and I want to be this and I want to be rich, and you go, actually, you do it because you love doing it.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, if I could do it, if I could afford to do it for nothing, I probably would, but I can't.
No, sadly, money does intervene. But I mean, how did you first get into it, though? I mean, who did you train with?
Well, if you want the longest story, I trained. I did sixth form. I did A levels at sixth form, and I had no intention. There's no one in the family has ever done it before. I had no intention whatsoever. And I come from a tiny little village in southeast Essex.
Yeah.
Called Holbridge.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a journalist, quite frankly. I love writing.
Yeah.
And I love the language. And I had no idea, absolutely no idea what I was going to do with myself. And I had a drama teacher at the time at A level, a guy called John Supper, who can't have been more than 6 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And he came round with 4 beers one night and a piece of paper to sign and said, "You're going to drama school." I said, "Oh, am I?" He said, "Well, you can do it. You're okay at it. Let's go for it." And he kind of convinced me that it's what I should do, really.
Yeah.
I got into drama school, but didn't get a grant, so I faffed around for a year with councils and doing the odd jobs that people do. Got back into the same drama school, which was Mount View in. It was in North London. It's in Peckham now, apparently.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And I literally walked. I genuinely. People have said to me, "Oh, you've had ambition." I don't think I'm that ambitious now. Well, I'm getting too old to be ambitious now. I think you come to your senses slowly, don't you? There was never any plans. I just got lucky.
And does that mean you sing then, Ian? I mean, like,
do I sing?
Do you sing or dance? I mean, no, Mount View.
I dad dance now. I mean, we're probably of a similar-ish age. I dad dance, as much as little as possible. But I do love to get up and dance. I'm not a dancer by any stretch of the imagination. But singing was always something I wanted to do. I think singing's one of those things that it's confidence.
Yeah.
And I used to get up and do karaoke with absolutely no confidence at all. Crucify every song I ever did.
Yeah.
And then I got very, very drunk one night and did it. And someone went, "Oh, that was all right." And you kind of go, "Okay, fair enough." It's like anything. I think if anyone says to you, you did okay at that, it gives you a bit of a boost. I think that's the problem with the world, to be honest. I think, I live in East London at the moment, and you walk down the road and you smile and say good morning to people, nothing. They don't even look at you, don't smile. I'm not saying I can cure depression. I'm not saying I can cure anything. But I think if you walk past people and just go, "Morning, how are you? You look nice today. You smell good." It just makes people feel a little bit better.
Well, I'm terrible for that, Ian. I do exactly the same. And it's only because I've grown up with talking to guests and so many people and so to actually sort of. So when I go on the road, I'm walking down, I'm smiling and saying hello to people, and you can actually physically see them. Why are they smiling at me? Why?
I know, genuinely. I think my missus always says to me, "What?" I'll go down the shops or something, and I'll be gone. It's only a 5-minute walk round to the shops, and I'll be back an hour and a half later, and she go, "Where have you been?" I said, "Well, there's this old fella sitting there." I said, "I just had a quick chat with him," and she went, "But." I said, "What do you talk about?" I said, "Well, you introduce yourself, you say hello. What do you do? What do you do?" And you're off, and you kind of you find something in common. She crucified me years ago. We managed, after a lot of scrimping and saving, to take the kids when they were old enough to Florida, to Disney. And it was her birthday while we were there. So we got a little coach trip down to Miami to swim with dolphins for her birthday. We're sitting on the beach, and there was a few beers and a bit of chocolate cake. And she said, "Oh, she's not a beer drinker. Can I have a gin and tonic?" There was a hotel next door to the beach, 10 yards away. So I said, "Yeah, all right." So I went and got her a gin and tonic. I came back 2 hours later. She said, where have you been? I said, "Well, I went into the bar, and there's this little old American couple sitting in the corner. I said hello, and they said hello back. They said, 'What are you doing?' 'Oh, we're here for our wedding anniversary.' 'Oh, let me get you a drink.' Boom, off you go.
Yeah.
Hour and a half later, what are you supposed to? You never learn if you don't talk.
I know, mate. But do you not fear that this COVID situation has really cocked up that social side? Do you not think that everyone's?
I don't know. I think if you're social, you're social or sociable, you're sociable anyway. And we're kind of lucky because getting back to what you're asking about singing, we sing, the three of us, because my boys have left home now. They're all huddled up to someone else. But my daughter still lives with us, and we all sing in a rock choir in Walthamstow.
Oh, right. Cool. I love that.
And that's continued as well as it can on Zoom and everything. Yeah. But, we're fortunate because while everyone else on Zoom is sitting there in their kitchen on their own, there's three of us singing 3 different parts of the song. So we actually have our own little choir, essentially. And I sing in a band as well. I joined a band 2 years ago. We haven't had any gigs. COVID put paid to gigs, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Do you not find the Zoom? We've tried that ourselves, but not just with podders, but other choirs with Joe Nyland, who a message there. She did a world choir type thing, and it was so difficult. And Martin put it all together, try to put all these. And I said it was so difficult because people have got trying to get so many involved. And then trying to get people to sing in the same tone, the same.
You can't do it. You can't do it. I mean, everything has to be muted. So you have Lizzie, who's our choir leader. She'll be on all the time, and the rest of us just stay on mute.
Yeah.
And listen, and because that's all you can do. But it gets you to see people that you wouldn't ordinarily see.
Yeah.
It keeps you in contact. We're always on to the kids. I try to keep in contact with people as much as possible, and just think, and when we come out, we'll get there.
And I have to say, Joe and Katie, Big Kate, actually did the World Choir, and they loved it. And you're rightly so. You get to see so many people. You're actually socially meeting on the camera, the Zoom, and
I tell you what, anyone who says, what's it like being in a choir? I'm not. Despite being on screen and whatever, I'm not particularly outgoing. I'm not an extrovert particularly.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It's so nice to sit and we do songs that I wouldn't normally listen to quite often, but when you're singing in a group, it's incredibly uplifting. It's all I'd recommend anyone especially if you're low and you haven't got any confidence, because quite a lot of them will go, "Oh, I can't sing." It doesn't matter. I can't hear.
No, I totally agree. I think it's something that people can do and naturally do and enjoy doing. Now, that's natural voices, isn't it, Lizzie? Lizzie Rynham, is it?
Lindsay Renahan, yeah.
Yeah. That's great. And isn't it lovely to do something with your family?
Sometimes.
Get out of it. Which one's the big singer then? Is it more your wife? Is it Sue, your wife?
Yeah, how do you get all this information?
My mate Martini sends me. What's Nigel showing us? Things of you.
Oh, that's the IMDb page, isn't it? I can't even remember half that.
Oh my word! I have to look really deep into it.
There's stuff on there I don't even remember doing.
Get out of it. What's been
seriously?
What's been your favourite part, Ian? When have you said, "Oh, I love doing that"? And what's I know you
don't know. I'd like to say I enjoy doing it as long as it don't get too repetitive, like any job. You know, I mean, I can't complain because for 33 years I've been employed pretty much, and that's fantastic. Yeah, look, I've played a lot of bent coppers and a lot of villains, and sometimes they're a bit repetitive, but they've given me a career, so I can't complain. But no, One Man, Two Governors was a great crack because I'd never really done comedy before.
Yeah,
and I remember getting to the first night, and of course you don't get it in rehearsals. You can't hear it or see it.
I'm sorry, this is endless. This list.
Yeah, I know, it's boring. I'm going to just turn the light on so you can see, because it's getting so dark here. I remember going on the first night, standing in the wings.
Yeah.
And Gavin, who was playing the lead, suddenly got this laugh, and it was like a tsunami.
Oh, I bet.
This wave of laughter just came over, and it took me breath away. Genuinely took me breath away. And you suddenly go, Jesus Christ! I've never experienced anything like that before. And I did it for a year, and there were a couple of nights where you go, oh, getting a bit bored now. But like any other job, it's natural. It's a natural thing. But it was such a joy to do. And I think after that, really, I mean, I still enjoy the telly, and there've been parts that have given me a real chance to do something. But I was at Leeds Playhouse 6 years ago, I think. Yeah. 4 years ago.
Was that Great Expectations?
Great Expectations, yeah. Blimey, you know more and remember more than I do. And it was just, I remember saying to one of the younger actors, I said, this is a real sort of gypsy group of people. It was it just dragged people from different places and put them together, and it was such a great company. Oh, wow. And we just bounced off of each other. It was beautifully adapted, and it was just a lot of fun to do. You really felt like you were there.
No, sometimes the touring is exciting, isn't it? It's actually, but it's not easy. My daughter did Greece. She was playing Sandy, Greece, but literally every day, moving on to the next theatre, or did sometimes two or three days at the same theatre. But the actual get up and get early and prepare, and sometimes it was most times it was 2 shows a day in the theatre as well. So quite incredible. What are you showing me? Is that the one man, two governors?
That's One Man, Two Governors on the left. That's so tiny I can hardly see it.
No, I know, mate.
But it was joy, and that was when I was heavier. I mean, I should have done the before and after, like your first birthday guy, because I've lost 5 stone over the last year.
Wow. And what was that? Was that literally dieting, or my wife?
Yeah. I was with some of the ladies in the choir who we used to go down the pub afterwards on a Wednesday night and sit and drink lots of booze and complain about our weight, as you do. And one of them said, "Oh, we've joined Slimming World," so I went, "All right, let's go for it." And I really stuck to it. I had a lot of focus. It's going to sound awful. I don't want to bring this down, but I was losing my dad at the time.
Yeah.
So it gave me a lot of focus, and I didn't starve. My missus kept walking past me while I was going, "How much are you eating?" Because I just have piles, but it would be the right food.
Yeah.
And I just got into it. I've become vegetarian by accident, and I hate to say it. It's an awful thing to say. It's a great incentive to go to Slimming World every Monday night and see people crying because they can't lose a few pounds. It sounds really vindictive, then you say to them, "Well, what have you eaten this week?" And they go, "Oh, I only had 4 pizzas and 2 cream cakes." And you go, "What do you expect?"
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? And I really did just go, "That's it. Stick to what you do." And I'm still doing it. And every time Martin rings me up, he goes, "Oh, if you're still looking good," I said, "Well, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you."
Well, Martin's probably lost an inch. I think he's lost an inch there.
Was he good?
Yeah, that's what he says to me all the time. Rufus Hound, was you performing Rufus?
Yeah, I did 6 months with Rufus.
Yeah,
he's lovely.
And of course, he's actually at this moment on Dancing on Ice. And
is he? I avoid that one.
I bet you do. But he made a statement that caused a bit of a rumpus through politically or something. He made
a couple of years ago. What was it about? I can't remember.
I don't know, but he made a little bit of a statement on in the Dancing on Ice for getting the golden ticket, and then and he gets the golden ticket. This is only the week ago. He goes, what? They're saying, what do you think about getting the golden ticket? Well, I'd like the school children to get their meals.
I tell you what, there's a lot more to him. He's a very bright boy.
Yeah, very much so. Very talented as well. Very talented.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I have no issues. It's a strange world because I'm not Rufus particularly, but especially in the acting game, you quite often hear people go, "Oh, they're a bit hard work." You know, they're a bit tough to work with. And I've never had it because I think at 6'2", and when you're a big lad, anyone who's awkward tends to treat you really well. But also, like you probably, I go in and shake someone's hand and go, "This is who I am. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, we'll walk away."
Yeah, very much. Yeah,
I don't need it.
And what about? Let me just go back to the fact that most people relate to EastEnders. Would you say? I mean, Danny is another guy who seems to play himself. Is that bad to say that as an actor?
No, listen, we're in a world, unfortunately, where although it pretends to be quite radical, the acting game, you're pigeonholed very quickly. And you either run with that or you try and change it, but then you could find that you don't have a career. You know, there's very few people in this business who really get a chance to shine, I think, you know, and that's not a bad or a good thing, or it's the way it is, you know. I'm always saying to people, listen, for every one person you see who makes it, there's another 1,000 just as talented who just didn't get a break.
No,
but what do you do about that? Well, you either sit there and worry about it, or you just crack on.
No, I get that, Ian. And like what you said, you've been very fortunate. I mean, 33 years and really been rarely out of work is quite incredible. And you've been doing some work in this lockdown periods as well. Not a lot, but I imagine you said you was EastEnders last Tuesday, wasn't you?
Yeah, I did. Well, was it last Tuesday? I don't know. Days just become nights now. I don't know. It could be any day. But I did. I've done EastEnders, and I'm in the middle of doing a couple of days on Grantchester at the moment as well.
Oh no, that's great. Look forward to it. Are you playing a character or someone we had to look for?
Yeah. No, it's a little bit different. The director's an old mate of mine who I've known for 25 years. Very talented, and he just rang me up before Christmas and said, "Listen, it's not a huge part, but it's a bit different, and I think it'd be good for you." It's essentially a bloke he's not really a villain. He's 15 years ago, he's killed his wife, but it was an accident more than anything else. But he told the police it was his son, his 15-year-old son, and he's stayed visiting his son in prison, but he can't bring himself to admit it was him. So there are these scenes where he kind of breaks down and comes to terms with the fact that it's him who's done it.
Yeah.
And he's not a nasty man. He's a victim of his own destiny, you know, or his fate, whatever, you know.
No, I get it.
So that's a little bit different, a little bit softer. And, you know, the tears come.
So before you go, I mean, basically, Ian, you've given us advice to join a choir. Don't go into acting unless you just love it, because you don't get much money.
Listen, it's not even that. I mean, I used to teach in between jobs occasionally.
Yeah.
And I'd have kids go, "Oh, I want to be." I said, "Listen, I know some kids who will go out there and go, I'm not doing that job because it's not." Take every job you can get at the beginning, get yourself a CV together. And the thing is, if you don't take those jobs, you might miss the one that you really love.
Yeah, I agree there. And it's who you meet as well. As you actually said, your director's an old mate of 25 years, and it's such important side to it, to be nice, to be kind, you know, to who you meet.
Absolutely. Well, what's the point in not? I mean, I know actors who you walk on set and people are like, "Oh God, I don't want to work with them again." You think, why would you want to walk on set and no one likes you? That's mad. No, you might as well go and enjoy it. It's a gift of a job. It's a gift of a job.
Yeah, you're very fortunate. Ian, look, I really appreciate you coming on.
It's a pleasure, mate.
It's been lovely to talk to you. Lovely to meet you.
I'm glad the washing machine didn't get too loud.
No, it didn't at all. But we must get you to come to Podders and have a break, bring your wife, and hopefully, we do get choirs come to us as well, and it'd be lovely.
I'll talk to Lizzie. It might be a weekend away for us.
I know. Talk to Lizzie about that. And Nigel, who produces, one of our top directors, he'll be trying to arrange that with us. But look, I really appreciate it. And
pleasure, mate.
we'll get together with Martin and we'll have a drink when we can get all social and all got our vaccinations. It's very kind of you to give your time up. Just to lovely to talk.
I've got plenty of it at the moment.
Yeah, we're all there, mate. Take care. Keep losing your weight. Enjoy it, mate. Lots of love. Thank you, Ian.
Lots of love. Take care, mate. Bye.
Thank you, mate. Oh, lovely guy. Lovely guy. And thank you, Ian. And Keithy, very briefly, we're going to bring Keithy back on. Hopefully, sorry, Keith, you've been listening there. But,
interesting.
Yeah, it is, but not just that. I was going to say, you forget that we normally do when we do our charity events, we normally bring on people who are more sporting, aren't we? If you think about it, we've always gone football-wise, haven't we?
Yeah.
Let me just read what Ian just. Ian, you look great. Haven't done the same weight loss. I know it's hard. It is. Well done. Well done. You'll be resting Steve Thompson in EastEnders. I'm sure. Look. Why I wanted you to stay, Jack's not with me, and that meant that I'm going to throw in the challenge of Family Fortunes before we go. Now, you might not be watching, but we had the idea is the jackpot questions, Keith. We give you 5 questions. You have 20 seconds to try and give me your best answers. You do not, I would normally take your first answer. But if it's a ridiculous answer, I normally stop the clock and say, that's stupid. Fancy thinking like that. I'll give you another go. Now, losing at this moment is Jeff the Poet. He's got the worst score. Even Amber Hardy, who was ridiculous, was really bad. Hello, Ray Mitchell. I saw that you put a mention there. Hope you're feeling well. And hope you're feeling better as well, because you've had lots of issues as well. Christy Sutcliffe getting a jab tomorrow. Well done, Jenny Money. Make sure you do. Mountview, by the way, that Ian was from. I know Jack was at Mountview. Christine, thank you. Jack, having a PJ day. Don't talk me. I will be discussing it with Jack Jenkins. Now he's been on BBC TV doing the hosting. He doesn't come back on and say hello. But the pressure's on. You get 20 seconds.
5 questions.
All you need is to get 2 top answers, not to be bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Jeff only got 1 top answer and 3 points. You get a point if you mention an answer that's in the top 4, and you get 5 points for the very top answer, like you would. So, Keith, are you ready? Now,
go on.
Can you hear me, Keith? Because I know you've been getting issues.
Loud and clear.
Right, then here we go. Now you have 20 seconds. Are you ready?
Yep.
Right, it starts when I give you the question, not at the end of the question, not at the beginning. So I don't do anything, because sometimes I could take 2 days telling you something, so I'm not. So here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, ready to go.
I'm going to look at which one I should give you. I'll give you an easy one. Right. I don't want Jeff Poet saying, no, wait a minute, you looked at and gave you an easy one. No, it's all about what you think of. Always think of the top answer. Let's go. Name something that goes well with custard.
Apple pie.
What? Stop the clock. Who's talking to you? Who's giving you that answer?
Joe's in the back of the room.
Joe, that's not the point. Joe, I heard that, Joe. If you're going to be in the back, come forward and say hello and help him. Come forward. It's your birthday tomorrow, Joe. Happy birthday to you. Right. Hello, Joe. Happy 60th birthday, darling.
Thank you.
Right. So, anyway, do you want to keep apple pie?
I'm going to stick with apple pie.
Okay. Can I tell you, Jeff had his wife kept giving him answers, and that's why he lost.
Yeah.
Just point that out. So you be careful. But only if you think it's the obvious answer. Right, I'm going to start the clock. once again, we've gone for apple pie. Right. Name someone whose advice you usually accept.
Glenn Hopkins.
Stop the clock. Stop. How that stop? Well, that's the most stupidest answer I have ever had. Why would you?
Because on my desk, there's an envelope with his name on.
Glenn Hopkins. I mean, how am I going to have Glenn Hopkins a name? I mean, is he a mate? Is he? I mean, obviously, I know Glenn, and obviously, he's one of your biggest sponsors.
Yes, a mate.
Yeah. So, shall we say a mate, a friend, instead of Glenn
a
Hopkins?
friend?
Because that was the most stupidest answer I've ever had. Joe, by the way, Joe, did you have a different answer?
Yeah.
What was it then, babe?
Well, it would probably be Keith.
Right, husband or wife. So your spouse.
Yeah.
So what do you want to keep? Keith, do you want spouse or would you like a friend like Glenn Hopkins?
Spouse. No pressure. No pressure. I've got a gun at the back.
You are so under the thumb, Keith. Unbelievable. Right, I'm going to start the clock. Christine said a doctor. Thank you, Christine. A doctor. But you went for Glenn Hopkins. That is not going to get you nothing, but we changed it to spouse. Right. Name a popular adult board game.
Monopoly.
Good. Name a place you had your first kiss.
School.
School?
Brampton Manor.
It's not matter. Name a well-known nursery rhyme.
Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. Right. So, for a minute, I had the vision of that you was going to say on the lips when you said name a place where you had your first kiss. And then I thought, no, obviously. So you said school, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Your first thing, something that goes well with custard. You said apple pie, thanks to Joe.
That's fine.
And it was the top answer.
Top answer.
So you have got 5 points. If you said crumble, pudding, or banana, I would have given you 1 point. But you got 5. Name someone whose advice you usually accept. I had to stop the clock because it was hilarious that you actually said Glenn, who might get me a car if you ask him if he's actually right. And he probably would, actually. I don't ask him because he probably would. So listen, you said spouse in the end, thanks to another nudge from Joe behind you.
Yep.
And spouse was the top answer. You've now got 2 top answers, thanks to Joe. Name a popular adult board game. You said Monopoly. It wasn't the top answer. Scrabble, Trivial Pursuit was 1 point answers. Articulate. Is that too modern for you?
Yeah. I don't know who gave you these answers. Crazy.
What to do with you, Keith? You don't suddenly go like that. I'm just saying that's quite a modern answer, articulate.
Yeah.
You know, Monopoly's up there. Monopoly's up there. Trivial Pursuit probably would have been a few years ago. Right. You said name a place you had your first kiss was at school.
Yep.
And you could have said disco. Was it a school disco?
No.
No? Okay. A car park or a park, a field, cinema. These are all the people who got 1 point. And you said school.
Yep.
And disco was the top answer.
Right.
You're talking about school, though, aren't you? Going to school.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do that. Unfortunately, you only get 1. Name a well-known nursery rhyme. You said Bar Bar Black Sheep. The top answer was Hickory Dickory Dock. No, it wasn't Hickory Dickory. It's not in the top 4. I'm sorry, Mary, not in the top 4. I had Incy Wincy, Mary Had a Little Lamb, Humpty Dumpty, Bar Bar Black Sheep.
Was there?
Was there, but the top answer was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
So how many I've got?
So in the end, you got 1, 1, 10, 12, 12, 13 points.
There you go. What's Jeff get?
What's
What
your
did
bag?
Jeff get?
Jeff only got 8.
That do.
I mean, that is really bad. Jack and Jill's up there, isn't it, Christine? Yeah, it should have been, but 20 a little star. So, Keithy, bless you for coming on and again talking to us.
You're welcome.
You celebrate with Joe tomorrow. What are you doing for Joe tomorrow?
Well, it's just the 4 of us. We're just getting some booze in and some food, and that'll be about it, mate. We were going away. We've had parties. We've had everything. I've cancelled everything.
I know.
We were coming to you.
You were coming from. I know, mate. Who would have thought that we're not actually open again and we're not doing our Facebook social media weekend? I'm going to say thank you to you, Pete, and also a great thank you to anyone who supports charity. Yourself. I think I'm making noises now. I don't know where the noise is coming from. So I'm going to say a great big thank you to you. Thank you for turning up, saying hello to us. And everyone, please have a wonderful time. Nigel for looking after. Time. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Do the obvious. Wash your hands. Can West Ham win again?
Yes, I think they're going to, mate. He's on a roll.
We're on a roll. Lots of love to you. Thank you, Keithy. Love to all the family. And to everybody else, have a lovely weekend. Don't forget, I'm talking to Greg Harlow on Monday, the loser in the World Bowl final.
I'm losing you now, Mark.
I'm going to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you, Nigel, for looking after us. And goodbye.